Today we are going to be discussing my generation's M14. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I'm your host, the average NGSW, Army's new search for a battle rifle, and six-spear selector hater that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is we are going to be discussing the FN Scar 17, which is the Army's battle rifle that your mom said that we have at home, that's been in the background for the past 20-ish years, that a lot of guys either love or hate. And honestly, it's my generation's M14, and we're going to get into why, and we're going to get into my thoughts on the six spear and the FN Scar 17, and we're going to talk about all the things there is to think about in Trench Grenade's brain and talk about when comparing the two. Now, you might note it is 4:30 in the morning, so if my thoughts are all over the place, that is why. But I just kind of, I've been pondering around this use case of the Scar 17 versus the six spear, and there's a lot of things that I think should be discussed, or at least brought to light, and for you guys to be able to discuss down below. So get down below in the comments, talk about, is the Scar 17, the FN Scar 17, is that gun the modern M14? Would you have chosen the FN Scar 17 over the six spear? You guys let me know down below. I should note, ammo funds are tight for the burn down videos, so if you guys want to see more content on the flat range, burning down 1,000 rounds every 48 hours, well, there's a ammunition fund that you can donate to down below. There's also a Patreon and a number of other ways you can support. If you can't do any of that, just like the video and make sure you're actually subscribed to the channel. Okay, so for those guys that have been in the service, cervix, for the past 20-ish years, you know that CAG, Special Forces, Navy SEALs, all the Tier 1 groups, even for a period of time, Ranger Battalion had a bunch of Scar 17s. So if you were going to go support them doing inner cordon, outer cordon, doing checkpoint operations, helping them infill or exfil from a hit, a lot of times guys were able to use the Scar 17, right? And guys were also able to use the Scar 17 to train up on for certain types of missions, right? Now, the Army, so the Scar 17 has always existed. I'm just going to preface that. For the entire GWOT and all this time, it has been in the background, right? It has been a tool that has been used effectively to kill bad guys for a long time. I got lucky enough to be able to, train up on one, and, I loved it. Yeah, the barrel's a little bit long, so you definitely, some of them, it's kind of unwieldy, but they make different barrel lengths, and it's just another option there. So the Army has decided to go with the six spear. Now, this very much reminds me of the M16 M14 controversy back in Vietnam. Obviously, those are different types of cartridges. One is a assault rifle or intermediate rifle cartridge, and the other one is a battle rifle cartridge, right? I know everyone's going to cringe when I said assault rifle, but that is literally the definition of the M16, right? It used to be an assault rifle. So one is an intermediate cartridge, rifle cartridge, and one is a battle rifle cartridge. Well, the difference there is the six spear, the 277 series, or the freaking 308, right, that these Scar fires, they're both battle rifle cartridges. Now, the 277 Fury is going to be slightly better ballistically, right? It's going to have slightly better ballistic performance, but now we have to ask ourselves, was it worth the hundreds of millions of dollars spent on production and testing for a new rifle by the Department of Defense and by the U.S. Army? I don't know. I don't represent the Army, and I don't represent the Department of Defense, but what I can tell you is, an armchair quarterback sitting back, from my perspective, is it would have been a lot cheaper to just go with the designated marksman approach, or maybe put a couple Scars in every squad. You guys see what I'm getting at there? Rather than doing the production of an entire new rifle and developing and, R&D, and you guys know the deal, and testing and figuring out which one will be the best. The Scar 17 has always been around, and it's always been an option, right? I think the only thing the six spear does better is suppress better. But even then, you can suppress your effing Scar. You just lose your warranty if you're a civilian. But you can suppress the FN and you can do just fine. So overall, my thoughts on the matter are, to be honest, we could have just stuck with the Scholar 17, bolstered up the program better, and could have saved a ton of time. And for all that time, dudes could have fired more rounds on the flat range to train up with it. You guys know the deal where with the SIG Spear, for those that don't know, there's a peacetime round and a wartime round. So there's a round you shoot at the rifle qual range and during training, and then there's a round you shoot downrange. I mean, that's a lot of development to get a ball round and then a combat round. I don't know. In my opinion, because we've been shooting the M855 Alpha 1 for the past, I'm trying to think, at least 6 years, maybe 7 years. Because we've been shooting this new spicy round at work this entire time and burning out barrels, they could have just bolstered up the FN program, got a bigger contract, and just done a designated marksman approach where you put maybe 1 per fire team or 2 per fire team, right? So maybe the team leader has or everyone in the entire rifle squad has a SCAR 17. But I think this approach could have saved a ton of money, and a lot of the teething issues that the SCAR has already gotten over the years could have been prevented, and we could have just, with the modern package SCAR, right? If you want to see one, Administrative Results has a video on an example of one. With that new SCAR, right, that could be issued. I believe it has a 12.5 or 13 inch barrel, okay? With that new gun, there you go. Now you got, you can even rock it with a 16-inch barrel, and, now we're talking. So these are just my thoughts on the SIG Spear program. There's a lot of controversy amongst active duty guys on the program. I'm not going to speculate too much on that. I'm just kind of talking to you from a perspective of comparing the two, and honestly, I think it would have been easier and a better solution to just adopt a FN SCAR 17 that's been modernized with new furniture, and push that out to the infantry rather than give us the SIG Spear. But time will tell. Maybe I'll start to enjoy the SIG Spear. Maybe I won't. We'll see, right? But as of right now, honestly, it's one of those M14 vibes where it's like, well, we always had it. It's always been here, because with the M14, they had it in Vietnam, and then it was used as a designated marksman rifle. Then obviously they used the M21 SOCOM project in Afghanistan and Iraq to give guys the ability to use a designated marksman. So it's very similar, in my opinion. It's very similar programs. Like I said, even though one was shooting an intermediate rifle cartridge and one was shooting a battle rifle cartridge with the M16 and M14. Okay, guys, that's a lot of talking. It is like freaking 4 something in the morning, 4:45 in the morning. So if you guys want to support the channel, hit the like button, comment down below. Which would you rather have, the SIG Spear, or would you rather have the SCAR 17, right? If you don't have any experience on them, well, that's okay. Just post whatever your opinions are. You just be like, hey, I've never shot them, but my opinion is the Army should have just went with this, or the Army should have just went with that, right? Always enjoy reading those comments. Thanks for being here, guys. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you want to help out with the ammunition fund, there's links for that down below to help feed Riley the Ruger RXM. All right, guys, I got to get to work. I'm pulling into the gate here. So have a good one. And until next time, it's going to be Trench Grenade, your average SCAR 17 enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home, signing out. Cheers. .74, two per target. 2.51, we'll do 2 per target. .53. 4.21, inadvertent, 1 reload 1. Time.
Wolverines!